Good morning, everyone. I am here to share with you my family Swedish coffee bread. It's made with cardamom essential oil. And I want to show you how to make this braid. I found it last night online and really struggled to find a tutorial on how to do it. I really wanted the 6-point star, but I could only find 5 points. So I learned how to do it. It's really easy, and I turned the 5 points into 6 points. And since apparently there's only one person who knows how to do this 6-point star, I thought I would change that and share with you guys how to make it. So I've got a fresh batch of dough over here. I'm going to turn the camera around and prop you up and show you how to do this. Okay, so you've got your dough here, and you're going to get a nice ball, nice and round. Keep it that way. We're going to press it out with the rolling pin and keep it in the best circle you can. Give myself some room here. So the reason you want to keep it in the best circle you can is because if you change the shape, we're going to be cutting it into one solid strand of dough. And if you have a square or it's kind of wonky with different pieces here and there, bigger than the rest, it'll just make it a little more difficult to cut. So you're gonna get it kind of thin, about 1/4 to a 1/2 inch thick, and that'll tell you how big to make your circle once your dough is that. Then that's when you know to stop. So you can see mine's turned into kind of a square, but it'll work out, it'll be fine. I'm just going around and around, trying to keep it as even as I can. Give you guys a little better view of this circle here. Okay, so now that I've got my circle, put my rolling pin away. And you're gonna take a pizza cutter. This one is from Pampered Chef. It's a little bigger than would be ideal for this project, but it works. So what you're going to do is I'm going to start here at this little point to try and eliminate that point. And you're gonna go around and around and around all the way to the middle, creating a continuous strand of dough. And I keep it fairly thin because I do want it to rise and expand. And if I make the strand very thick, it will rise and be very thick, but I won't have a lot to work with. So make sure that you're pressing down with your pizza cutter enough that you're cutting through the dough and it's separating from itself. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time when you go and try and pull this apart here in a minute. And you can see I'm not working with a lot of flour at all. I've got the counter very, very lightly dusted from the last loaf that I did this with. So this is not my typical video that I want to make for you guys, but it is oily because I've got some oils in my dough here. I've got that cardamom essential oil, which smells amazing. And I really want you guys to be able to use this really fun technique because it's really simple and looks beautiful. And to show you that you can cook with oils. As long as they are pure, 100% pure, therapeutic grade essential oils, which only Young Living has. You want to be careful about consuming oils that are not pure, because they can be dangerous if they are not. All right, so there it's not cut through. We're going to want to break that up. So if you do have a tiny pizza cutter, like a pastry pizza cutter, pastry rotary cutter I should say, then that would be ideal. But this big one will work. if need be, if you don't have this Pampered Chef one that has this crust cutter on it, you could use a knife for this end piece here. Okay, so now that I've got it cut all the way into a spiral, I'm going to start from the center and pull it out just to open it up and make it available for me to use. And I'm just going to lay it in a big circle all the way around so I have that big open space in the middle to work with again. One day I will have a nice bright white counter to do this on, but until then, you guys will still know how to do this star pattern. Okay, so we've got a big open space. We are going to make this 6-point star, and what that is, a 6-point star is basically a square with a point at the top and a point at the bottom. So we're going to start at the bottom here. And you're going to make a little twist just folding it over itself. And then come out here to the top or bottom corner of your square. Do another twist. Come down here. Or up here for you guys. And make another twist at the bottom or top. Hold on. Got this one. That's ready to go in the oven here in a few minutes.
Just done.
Okay. And then we're going to make another twist. If your dough gets too thick, just pull it and get a little thinner there. So we're going to do another twist here at this corner of the square. And then our last one will go over here. And then you're back at the beginning. So once you're back at the beginning, you're going to lay it over the top of that knot right here. Tuck it underneath. And then lay it back across the top. Very simple, and don't sweat it if it's twisted. It looks beautiful once it's risen. Don't worry about that at all. And then you're going to go do the same thing on the next one. You're going to cross it over the top, tuck it under that knot, and go back over the top of the next twist. Tuck it under. Go across the top of the next twist and tuck it under. If you want to untwist it as you go like I am, you can. Go across the top of the next twist and tuck it under. And now we're back to the last twist of our 6-point star. I'm going to tuck it under that twist and just keep going. Just like any braid, it's just a continuous action of the same motions. And as we go along, you'll see that it fills in that center really well. So this is a great design that you can do with any. You could do it with a challah bread. You could do it with a pumpernickel bread. I almost went back around that twist. Don't do that. Keep going. I've got my strand very twisted here. And you can see how it's starting to make that crisscross pattern that we're looking for. And you're just going to keep tucking it underneath. And just keep going. When we get to the end, you'll see there's a small hole in the middle and that fills in as your dough rises. The only trick to this is kind of figuring out the size of your star when you first start, but you can have as many points as you feel brave enough to make, or as few as you feel comfortable making, depending on if you are a risk taker or not, and how big your original circle was. I am running out of dough. Undo a few twists and stretch it back out, give myself some more dough to work with. Made my points a little large. Okay. If you guys have a more brittle recipe for your bread dough, it's probably not the braid you want to try because you are handling it quite a bit. Or if you've got a dough recipe that doesn't like to be handled, it'll take the fluffiness out of it. It's also one you kind of want to avoid. So you guys can see how it's pulling in here now. This last one, this last round, I kind of give it a little bit of tension as I wrap it. Just a little bit, not much, because I don't want my dough to break. And that kind of pulls it all together, and it kind of hugs itself and gives it a nice cozy wrap. That's the only trick, is kind of at the end, you just give it a little bit of tension. And I'm going to snip off this little part that's sticking out because I don't want that to show. What's great about this is because it's one continuous strand, you never see an end. That first one gets tucked in underneath that first wrap. And then this one, once you've got to your end, you're going to tuck it down in that hole and pull it under one of your points of your star, and it's done. It's hidden, so you've got one continuous strand, no ends to deal with or look at. It's a beautiful one piece. So then you take your pan and very carefully pick up your star. And even it all back out. And remember, as this rises, that hole will fill in, and you get beautiful stars when you are done. Love them. I'm excited to see this one come out. It'll be beautiful when it's done. So enjoy making your 6-point stars or 5-point stars, however many points you'd like to make. I'm excited to share this with you guys and know that there are more people out there who know how to do this. If you do make your own, please share. You can tag me in a video if you make your own tutorial, or send me your pictures, however you'd like to share with me. I'd love to see your stars. Merry Christmas, guys. Happy oiling.